Hello again, lockpicking Paul here, and tonight is the start of me making the Katana pick. So this was my entry to Terry B's pick mammoth 100 pick giveaway competition, and I got a bunch of people saying you really should make that. So I'm gonna. Now, special thanks to a fellow called Gaz who comments and is very supportive on many of my videos, and I'm very appreciative of that. And he offered me some materials. He said, would you like some of the stuff I've got lying around? And I said, yeah, that'd be great, because I had a little look and I couldn't find anything. So he sent me an envelope of goodies. So I've got some nice, this is I think it's 0.6 millimeter pick material, so it's really nice, very good quality. This piece is very narrow, so that will make a very slim pick. But he also sent me a wider piece, this bit here, again 0.6 mil I think. What I thought I would do, because if you take a look at my drawing, there's quite a sharp curve and drop off. I was going to make, I think, 3 versions of this pick of varying degrees of curve on it. I think ultimately the curve overall is more of an aesthetic thing than it is an actual picking thing, because most of a picking curve is accommodated by the tip itself. So this is more how the pick looks. But I'm thinking I can make a very flat one out of this, a bit more of a curve on this one, and then I'll make a third one out of a thicker blank, which I don't yet have, but I will obtain, and we'll see how that looks. Gaz also sent me, and this is a piece that is filling me with a bit of concern, because I don't know how to do it and I've got to do some research. So he sent me some hollow tube to use to pin the scales through the body of the pick itself, and I don't yet know how to do that, so it's going to be a learning curve for me. So Gaz, thank you very much for the goodies. I will put them to good use, and this is going to be the beginning of what will be probably a reasonably long video, I would have thought. I also went out today and got myself some brass flat. So this is 10 mil by 2 mil, so it's quite sizable stuff. Nice, actually. So it should make a pretty fair handle for this. Not a problem there. And for this one, it gave me an idea. It's a bit narrower than this one, but I thought I could... I like the idea of having a contrast. So this might be just an overlay scale, and I'll smooth and round the top. So I have had a little draw on these just to get a sense of what it might look like. I will do something a bit more accurate in a minute, but it's more of a case of how does it fit into the blank. And actually I think it might fit quite well. So that's that one, and I've done this one here. So I've got a sense of how it's going to look. Like I said, I'll scribe those and I'll get to grinding and we'll see how it looks. So I'll come back in a bit, hopefully with some progress, when I've hopefully ground the blanks, and we'll see how we look. See you in a bit. Okay, so this is the initial shapes ground out. I've had to really take my time. What I didn't want to do is heat the metal up to the point where it changed the temper of the metal, so I've had to go really slow and do a little tiny bit at a time. There's still a long way to go, but now I'm going to start breaking up the very fine papers and start with the edging and smoothing. So it's at the level at the moment, it's about 400 grit at the moment, so you can tell there's a long way to go before these are finished. Anyway, that's a step on a path, more to follow. So we are doing all right, making some good progress. The scales are made, profiles are sort of shaped. There's a lot of polishing to go. Not sure how robust the bottom one is going to be. I have tried the top one already and it's fine. It picks an American 1105 without any trouble at all. That curve, because I like to use my thumb as a fulcrum, it just rocks with my thumb, and picking those things open's an absolute treat with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy and pin the scales. Then I'm going to round them. These are sort of square at the moment, but they will be rounded so they sort of aren't harsh on my hands, and they'll look a bit nicer, I think, as well. But like I said, there's a great deal of polishing to go here, and I need to get myself some more emery cloth because I'm at sort of 400 grit at the moment on the picks, and that isn't cutting it. I've got to get down sort of 1200, something like that, before they're anything nice. It's going to take ages, this. I've got a lot of respect for people who make picks and make them look as amazing as they do. I watched D-Mac's video last night on him making a pick. I couldn't believe the extent he went to with the various grades of paper and pads. So yeah, lots to live up to there, I think. These perhaps are not going to be that good for sure, but anyway, very informative video, by the way, D-Mac. I really enjoyed that. So I've got plenty to learn here. Anyway, that's the update for now. It's going to take me a lot longer to get to the next one, I think. So anyway, back in a bit. Right then, back again. I'm just in the process of epoxying the scales, now pinned. There's a lot of shaping, especially to the handle, the back end of the handle area, once those have all been set. So this one's about ready to be epoxied. They're all scuffed up per the advice from on D-Mac's video. Actually, that's made perfect sense actually. So yeah, I've just been at those with the Dremel, and I think we're ready to go. I'll give them 24 hours to harden up properly, then I'll take them out and start the very, very long job of cleaning and shaping and polishing. But if this adheres, I think they're going to be quite nice. Right, I should be back in a bit with another update. Another update, and I've just taken them out of the clamps. I've zipped off the pins with a Dremel, and I've just done a quick pass over some light grit just to take any burrs off of that side panel. These are coming along a treat now. A lot of shaping still left to be done. I need to I really know what I'm going to do with these now. I won't reveal that just yet. Obviously I've clearly decided on this is the wider one of the two, but I don't like the metal on the outside of the handle. I wanted it, as I was working on this, I just thought, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the suggestion that the brass would sit on top of the metal with a rim going around the outer edge. I just, in the end, didn't like it. So I zipped that off, and I know what kind of a stand I'm going to make for these now. I've got a nice piece of old sycamore lined up, which will form the stand for these. So, like I say, lots more to do. Probably be another update, but that's it for now. Upwards and onwards. So, basic handle shapes in place. Still much smoothing to carry on, but I've ground those out. Got a sense of what they might look like close towards finishing. The only bit I'm not sure about is this bit here, the join. I'm wondering if a slight angle on there might be too late with these picks. I might have to do that on another set of picks, but I'm thinking if I had a curve or a sharper angle to match the curve of the blade, it might look even better. But still, I may have missed that boat. Anyway, much more sanding to come. Another update soon. Right, so another update. Several hours of sanding and shaping, but I am really starting to get quite pleased with how these are coming out. I managed to taper the handle ends, round the tip. So it's quite good. It's finished to about 400 grit now, so it's still, like I said, a long way to go, but they are smoothing out a treat, and they feel nice in the hand actually. They work upside down, as well as this way up as well. So as a handle position, it actually came out all right. I'm not so sure about the tip on this one. I think that one is so severe I can end up snapping it, but we'll see. You know, in practice we'll find out. But as a pair of picks, I think they look really nice. The shallow one is I'm really fond of that. Anyway, more updates soon. Right, so another update. Several hours of sanding and shaping, but I am really starting to get quite pleased with how these are coming out. I managed to taper the handle ends, round the tip. So it's quite good. It's finished to about 400 grit now. So it's still, like I said, a long way to go. But they are smoothing out a treat. And they feel nice in the hand, actually. They work upside down, as well as this way up as well. So as a handle position, it actually came out all right. I'm not so sure about the tip on this one. I think that one is so severe I can end up snapping it, but we'll see. You know, in practice we'll find out. But as a pair of picks, I think they look really nice. The shallow one is I'm really fond of that. Anyway, more updates soon. Okay, many more hours have passed. Much sanding and blood, it should be said, have gone into these, having now sanded one of my fingers raw. Still a lot of polishing to do, but I am really stoked with how this is coming out, especially the narrow one. Really, and I've already gone out. I've picked another lot with it. It picks beautifully, especially 1100s. It really slays 1100 series padlocks. Probably overkill for something like that, but it works an absolute treat. Really pleased that handle has come together so well. Nice taper on the end. Just chuffed to bits with that. So more polishing, more finishing, especially of a picking tip. Right now I've Scotch brighted the brass. I don't know if I want to really make the brass bit very polished. I quite like the satin against a high polish tip. We shall see how I feel. I'm going to make the stand next, and then I'll come back to sanding these because my fingers are just too sore a little bit later on. Right, more updates to follow. So, getting close to finishing. Polished everything with some Jeweler's Rouge, and then scotched out the handles to give them a satin finish, because it turns out that the acid in the fingerprints is just going to mark the polished brass very, very quickly. Anyway, they've come out looking really rather nice. There's a final polish to put on the actual picking tips. But now it's on to making the stand, and what I've got is actually it's a slice of sycamore, which was going to be a cheese board, which I made a while ago, which I thought was properly seasoned, but as you can see here, when it spent a bit of time in the house, it shrank some more, developed a couple of big cracks in it. But it was a nice piece of wood. It's a nice piece of bolted sycamore, so I didn't want to lose it. I've kept it for a long time. It is now properly seasoned, so I'm going to cut a section out of this. We're going to cut a V groove for each pick, so the pick should sort of stand up at a 45-degree angle with the taller one at the back, and it should end up looking pretty nice. I'm going to have to do quite a lot of finishing on the wood to make it look good, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with this. So I need to get this on the bench saw and get finishing the wood now. Back in a bit. Well, this is coming together well. So that piece of bolted sycamore is just soaking up the wax at the moment, but it's really bringing out the bolting. So a bit of polishing, and we'll be able to put everything in there and have it sitting on a desk. We are near at completion. which is I'm delighted about because my fingers are red raw. This has been hard work. Very satisfying, and clearly a number of mistakes made, but many lessons learned. So anyway, the next segment will probably be the finished article. More later. Well, this is the last segment in the set, and here we are, the finished article. And all things considered, for a first set of picks, I think they came out incredibly well. So sort of a stand, actually. Just a little bit of wax oil on it. Colour came up a treat. The bolting shines out. So yeah, not bad. I routed the channels in here. And the picks just sit in there, up at a slight angle, so you can see them. So I got these down to this. The grade of paper was flour. And whilst they are a bit scarred, they are super smooth. You just can't feel any roughness to them. So I could finish them so they look nicer, I'm sure. But I got to the point of diminishing returns, which is just how much effort versus how good they could possibly be coming out of this. Some nice features. I got a good taper on the scales towards the front. Nice rounded tail on the picks. Quite a lot of shaping. And more importantly, I learned a ton of stuff about making these. This is definitely, I love this one. This one's really nice. It works really well. It picks locks really well. The top one, not so much. I think a bit ambitious with the profile on that one. And I think this isn't going to be robust. In fact, it'll probably need to be shortened, maybe by that much. And then it'll probably work fine. So we'll see how it goes. If it bends, as I suspect it will, as when I forget myself, then I'll shorten it. But the question then is it salvageable? I think it might be. We'll have to see. So this one didn't come out quite as well as that one. But then again, I made this one first and then that one. So again, there is a quality difference between the one you made first and the one you made second. But the whole thing's a learning curve. But I think, that's not bad to have on your desk as a first pick. But yeah, I'll see what's required to make another one, a future pick. Might get a bit more adventurous now I know how to do all the handle and everything. So yeah, that's it. That is my first homemade pick as a result of entering Terry B's competition. And a special thanks to Gaz for providing me the pick steel, and for Terry and Nigby for basically saying you should make this, and a couple of other people as well, as it happened, because I probably wouldn't have done had I not been convinced to do so. And I really welcome the push, because actually, you know what? Pretty pleased. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Hope you enjoyed that. I guess these are the first picks that have come out of Terry B's competition that have been made. I don't think I've seen any others yet. That's it for me. Of several weeks actually of work. Enjoy your picking. Cheers.